I got to pick him up for football practice.
And I think we're going live here. Welcome to California Pickin, another episode. Thought I'd pop on here and have a little chat, and my good friend Bill Stoner's there. How you doing, Bill?
Oh, not too bad.
Good. Sorry about the technical difficulties.
That's all right. As much as they change this program around, you have to learn it new every time you use it.
Yeah, I hope I'm going to be able to actually find that whole thing again, because that was difficult. Kind of technically challenged. On live here. Welcome to California Pickin, another episode. Is that an echo? Pop on here. Is that an echo? Have a little chat, and my good
Yeah,
friend
you have your other window open with the chat in it. You need to pause the video in that window.
Good. Sorry about the. Say again.
Or not pause it. You need to mute the video. As much as they change this program around, you have to learn it new every time you use it.
I know. So how do I mute? I hope I'm going to be able to actually
you see
find
the other
that
window you have it open in. You should have another window with the video running in it. You need to mute that one because that's the delayed broadcast.
In another episode. Is that a heck pop on here?
Yeah, you have your other window open with the chat in it. You need to pause the video in that window.
Let's see. Sorry about that. Say again.
Or not pause it.
The chat.
You need to mute the video. As much as they change this program around,
Where is that video?
That's like you gotta open it more than one window. Is the other window you have it open in? You should have another window with the video running in it. You need to mute that one because that's the delayed broadcast.
Another episode. Is that a heck pop on here? Oh man. Are you there?
Yeah.
Now I do not know what to do now. I think are we still on? Yeah, now there's no echo.
Yeah, we're still live.
Okay. I don't know
I had a buyer on eBay email me. I had a Brandini shirt up, and evidently when I was doing sell-similar item, when I was listing some shirts, I was listing some polos, and I had a long-sleeve T-shirt listed as a polo, and he asked me, he goes, "What about this makes it a polo?" And I was like, nothing. I said that was a mistake.
The polo of the design, or it was an actual Ralph Lauren?
It wasn't a. Well, see, a polo is a short sleeve rugby style shirt with a collar.
Yeah.
And this was just a long sleeve Brandini T-shirt. It had a crew neck on it. So I ended that listing.
Yeah. So how have your sales been?
Pretty good. The account I'm working on now is over 2,000 for the month.
Wow, that's pretty good. Congrats on that.
I don't know how my other was. That's about average on that account, but I'm not sure about the other ones. I haven't been on those I haven't shipped anything on them today, so I'm not sure where they're at. This is my biggest account, though, the one I have my store set up on, so that's the one I usually pay attention to.
Cool. What's the weather like? What's the weather?
It's
like?
90 degrees.
It's 90?
Yeah, hot and 90.
Yeah. Very hot in California as well.
How is it there?
Very hot, always hot.
Yeah. A friend of my wife's told her that she's seen a van driving down the road. They had an air conditioner mounted in the passenger window, like a house-sized type air conditioner, and the plates on the van were from Texas, so it must be hot there too.
Kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I've seen custom vans, the big vans with air conditioner, like a house air conditioner mounted in the side of it, but I've never seen a regular vehicle with one mounted in the window.
Here's something that was interesting. At my space mate at the antique show had like a canvas bag, the square bag, and you're supposed to fill it full of water and put it on the front of your radiator if you're driving through the desert way back when, before air cooled and all that. Have you ever seen one of those?
It was all air cooled back then.
Oh
That
well,
was kind of like the early radiator idea.
so it kept the radiator cool because it had water on the outside and had water on the inside, and as you drove, it would cool the radiator, I guess.
Yeah, it was. It's more like a what would that be called? A passive heat sink.
Yeah. So I had never seen one of those before, and she sold it, I think, for like $25. I thought she sold it for maybe a little too less because it had some cool graphics on it, and you used to actually put it on the front of your. It was a rope. You put it around your hood ornament. But nowadays, cars don't need that, and they don't have hood ornaments anymore.
No, a lot of car companies stopped putting hood ornaments on the cars because they were getting stolen.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Spirit of Ecstasy, the Rolls-Royce emblem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It always amazes me. You used to go, back in the '80s, you go to a flea market, you find hood ornaments everywhere, and
Yeah.
now you go and you don't find them as often.
I had a really beautiful one. It had a woman, flying lady, and it was probably from the 40s. I think it came off a 1935 Cadillac, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, but it was really very cool.
I had a couple of 1949 Nash vehicles, and they had hood ornaments with a woman that was stretched out with wings.
Yeah. This one was absolutely like beautiful sculpture on its own. It was before they got really, into streamlined 50s. This was probably a 40s or 30s piece. 35, that's what I said. Yeah, 35.
Yeah, some of the ones from the old touring cars are really, really. I mean, you see them mounted on blocks of wood in people's offices because they're such works of art. They've got Australian crystal in them, and some of them are silver plated. And
Yeah,
they're really fancy. Those
yeah.
are really nice to find, but you don't see them very often anymore.
No, they're hard to find. If I
Most
if
of them
I,
are collections.
if I see the cool chrome-plated ones, I usually pick them up. But as you said, they're harder to find, and then they're charging lots of money for them. So it's really pretty hard these days to.
Some of those, I've seen some of those with the wings, and the lady, it was one with the wings, and she had her hands outstretched and holding a globe, and I think it was lighted also, because some of those were lighted.
Yeah,
That one went for several $1,000s.
yeah, pretty neat. I like that stuff. Anything automotive, I'm just all over it. If it's good and it's automotive, it's collectible in my mind.
Well, if you've seen my Facebook page, Bill and Andy's Needful Things,
Yeah.
the background across the top is one of my great grandfather's old garages. He was
Wow.
Yeah, he built and worked on Harley Davidson, Triumphs, Indians, all the old motorcycles. I had a postcard at one time that was from, I don't know who was president then, but it was signed by the president of Harley Davidson. It was a handwritten card, or postcard, but the signature was you could tell that was signed by a different hand than what wrote the message on the card. So what I'm guessing is whoever was president then just went and signed all these postcards, and then they mailed them out. And it was a letter to my or a postcard to my great grandfather about a new line of Harley Davidsons they were coming out with, and they wanted to get his interest in selling them through his shop. But he
That's,
did welding and everything back then. I used to have a lot of old car parts, but they've disappeared over the years.
was your grandfather a hoarder, antique collector?
No, unfortunately, I don't think he was, because in this building I'm in right now, this was my grandparents' house, or
Uh-huh.
well, the garage to the house. But my grandpa had a bunch of old car parts up in the attic, and I've found stuff. I haven't even went through all of it, but I find stuff every once in a while, and I'll give it to my brother, or I'll find somebody that can use it.
Uh-huh. Very
I've sold a
cool.
few items, but I'd rather they go somewhere they're going to get some use.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to let stuff go. Sometimes I'm the worst at that. I'm like, wow, I have to really, sift through my stuff and get rid of stuff because it's becoming overwhelming. Actually,
Yeah, tell me about it.
I can I can see the
this
background.
building's this building's about the size of a ranch house, and I have a trail that goes from the overhead door out in the other part of the building back to my desk. And then there's like a couple other areas that are just little open areas, but yeah, most of it is all stacked with shelves or just piles of stuff. There's some antique furniture in the front part too, but I need to get that out of there, and then I'd have some room out front. But I'm looking at a 14 by 40 foot building, and once I get that in here, then I'm going to get a lot of this stuff cleaned out that's not listed and put it out there till I get a chance to sort through it. Then I'll have
You,
some room.
you talking like a storage unit, like a storage container?
No, it's just a 14 by 40 prefab building. They
Oh,
come
okay.
in and set it up on your site.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's no interest on it, and the monthly payments are only like 100 or 140 a month. It's a
Okay.
lot cheaper than if you was to rent a storage unit.
And how much is the overall cost of something like that?
I think the one I'm looking at is around anywhere between 35 to 4,000. So you can have it paid off, within 1 to 3 years, depending on how much you want to pay on it.
Uh-huh. Well, if you get one, you should do a video of how it's installed, and you
Oh
have to.
yeah, definitely.
Does it have to go on a concrete pad?
No, it has a prefab floor in it.
Oh. So, and is it the bottom is like water resistant and it won't rot and all that?
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't set flat on the ground. I believe it has like a pallet type floor in it, and then plywood over that.
I see.
And then I'm
Interesting.
going to put it on 4x4s, so it'll have airflow under it anyway.
Yeah.
But they have smaller ones, for a lot less. But that's how much room I have where I want to stick it. So that's the size that'll fit in there. So that's what I'm going to put in there. It's just a 14 by 40. The 14 by 40 they'll build on site. It's just prefab pieces. They come out and they stick it together. The smaller buildings, they'll bring it out on a trailer or on a flatbed and drop it right where you want it, and then they level up the ground a little bit. I mean, they're not going to fill in like a hill, but if your ground's a little uneven, they'll level it up before they set the building on it.
And it has a pitched roof, like a tent style roof.
Yeah, it looks just like a regular building. I mean,
Uh-huh.
it's just it's got a roof on it, and you can get them with porches. Some people buy them and use them up at a lake or something, make a cabin out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can put windows in it, you can insulate it, put electrical in it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Have you ever seen those container houses? I've studied those. They're really very cool. They take those old shipping containers and they stack them and they cut out openings, windows and doors and make whole houses out of them, and it's relatively cheap and they go in so fast. Once you have your foundation, it's like you drop them in place with a crane, and it's like all you have to do is insulate them, put in the plumbing and electrical, and they're seriously bomb proof because they're just shipping
Yeah,
containers.
and they can make them several stories high too. And then
Yeah,
I noticed a lot of them, they put big windows in a lot of them,
yeah,
but on the inside it looks like a regular house.
yeah.
Some of them are pretty fancy that I've seen.
Yeah, my friend sent me a website. I was pretty impressed by it. I wanted to dabble in that a little bit. If I could find a piece of land to kind of do a model on, that'd be great.
I always thought those would work good for an underground structure. All you'd have to do is dig a big hole. You'd have to, you have to put your drainage in underneath them, and in case because the
Yeah,
water will, you'd want to buffer them somehow. But I mean, if you bury those and hooked them together, I mean, have a house underground with them.
Yeah, and for certain areas, they're perfect because they're earthquake and hurricane resistant. I mean, nothing's going to mess with these things. So,
It would
and,
even take a pretty good, well, except for the windows. If you had an area in it that didn't have any windows in it, I mean, you could withstand a pretty good tornado with one of those too, because they anchor them into concrete on the ground.
yeah. Well, here's what I would do: is I would every opening that you cut out, you keep that piece of metal, and you put them on hinges. And when the storm is coming, you put the hinges in place and close the darn thing up like a steel can.
That'd be all right if you knew ahead of time that the storm was coming.
Yeah, pretty much you kind of get a feeling of when those things are going to happen. Earthquake, obviously, a different story,
Yeah.
but what's happened is that the Chinese are sending those over filled full of stuff, and we don't have anything to send back to them. So the stuff
Well,
stacks. It
it
stacks.
costs more to send those containers back than
That's right.
it's cheaper for them to leave them in our country than to send them back.
And so we have a glut of these things, stacking up, and I think they're very cool. I'd love to build a house out of one.
Yeah, I think they're neat too. I thought about just using them for storage.
Yeah. You might want to check out the difference between the two. I can tell you the last time I checked them out, a 10 by 20 was like $1,500, $1,700. And so
Well, you gotta figure your scrap price on that, because that's usually what they're selling them for. Is they'll sell them to you for scrap price.
yeah, and they have usually the wood. It has a really nice wood floor made out of like this, block wood. Sometimes they have oak flooring, and so your flooring is already done. All you got to do is insulate it, and then wrap it with something so it's resistant of the heat, because metal will get really hot in the sun. So you try to do something to where you lessen the heat on the skin of the container.
Yeah, and you could do that just by having it located in a place where there's shade trees, or to build a roof on top of it.
Yep, yep. That would be great.
The ones you're talking about must be like the semi-trailer ones.
Yeah, they come right off a truck.
Yeah.
And they slide on this. You've seen that thing? They slide on a sled onto the truck.
Yeah.
And then
I see they have the just the regular big steel shipping containers too, like they use them that they put in the ships that don't go on the trucks.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I'm talking about. They're versatile because they go on the ship, they stack perfectly, and they come off the ship, and there's these skids that the darn thing will slide right onto a truck. It'll slide right onto a truck, and it'll just lift it up and take it with it. And then when it drops it off, it just lowers the thing down, and then the truck just takes off, and the thing falls right on the ground. And then you have you hopefully put it up on as you said, 4x4s, and then you strap chains around it, and you have a crane put it into place in one day.
You could have a whole bunch of those delivered real quick.
Yeah.
There's a place here in Fort Wayne that sells those. It's out over in New Haven.
Yeah. You're in Florida?
No, I'm in Fort Wayne.
Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So, I got a couple of things to show. This is an interesting find.
Is it a cheese box? What is it?
No, it's made out of metal. And Chad is always, Golden Finger Picker is always saying, check out these film reels that are in these, metal cans, these tin cans. So I found this the other day, and I opened it up, and it wasn't a film, but what it was, check this out. Do you know what that is?
Are those cullets?
Are they
I
what?
can't tell. I can't tell what it is. Is it a mold?
Yes, well, it's not a mold, but I thought it was. But what it is, look, here it all stays together in one piece like a pyramid, and it stacks in there really neatly. But when you turn it over, they separate, and they're little cookie cutters, I believe, or pastry cutters.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I could be wrong, but I think that's what it is.
It looks like some kind of. How heavy are they? I mean, are they pretty? Is the gauge of the metal pretty heavy?
Yeah, it's pretty heavy, and they're made out of tin.
Because there could be
And
some kind of stamps for cutting parts out, or leather or something too, if they're
yeah,
real
that
heavy.
could be. You know what? You might be right because they are pretty sharp, and they're meant for cutting something.
I can't imagine what those would be used for.
Yeah, that was so interesting. I mean, I paid $5 for that, and
Yeah, film cans aren't that thick usually.
exactly. Yeah, you're a smart guy, Bill. You've been around. You didn't fall for it. That was
Well,
neat.
I have a bunch. I mean, I got like a lot of 8 millimeter films in cans that my grandparents took. They used to travel from here to out Arizona and Oklahoma out west all the time, and I mean they go there. I don't know how often they go. They must have went a lot though, because they got all kinds of videos from all the national parks they'd stop at, and my grandma's brother lived out in Washington State, so I mean they'd drive clear across the country, and they'd shoot video out there, and I've converted a lot of it over to digital so that I can watch it on the computer. You know, you can only watch those so many times though, and they get a little boring. It's miles of out the window of the car too, but I edit some of them down.
That's neat.
What's neat was I got my dad. I got some video of my some 8 millimeter video of my dad when he was just a really little kid.
Oh, that's priceless.
Yeah.
That's great. Next, I found this at the flea market. It's a really cool bracelet.
Is that hematite?
That's exactly what it is. Hematite, and it has some really good healing properties supposedly as a stone, you know, to wear this. I
It's one
don't
of
know,
the most. I like rocks and stuff, and to me, hematite's one of the most interesting rocks there is.
isn't it? And that was $1. I got that for.
Yeah, I'd have popped on that one.
Yeah, easily. That was neat. I found this in the trash. It's just a little, maybe a little sugar for a little salt or sugar, little
I'll
decanter,
bet.
little small gravy boat. No markings, but like Delft blue porcelain.
It's probably just like a salt dip or something.
Yeah, maybe everyone had this little individual little thing at their table setting. I don't know.
How small is that? Does that fit over your eye?
Uh, that's a good point. That
It
might.
it could. I mean, the shape of it almost could be an eye wash too.
Wow.
Does that fit?
How does that look?
Looks like it fits.
It fits pretty good.
That could be an eye wash then.
Man, you're good at this, Bill.
There isn't much I haven't bought and sold.
Yeah. We gotta do a hangout and call it. What is it? What is this?
Now I've got some little glass eye wash bottles. They look almost like a creamer,
Uh-huh.
but they're curved on the top, and that's what they're for, is to, because they were selling them as creamers for $1 a piece. And I think I bought, I don't know, a dozen of them or so, different ones. But they were, what they're for is for eye wash. They'd put their medicine or whatever in there and then wash their eye in it.
Ah.
So if you see a little thing that looks like a creamer, but the top is U-shaped instead of round, that's
Yeah.
probably what it is.
Oh, interesting.
So I don't know. That could be a salt dip, or if it fits your eye, maybe it's an eye wash thing.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I lost your video.
Oh yeah, it comes and goes.
Oh, it comes and goes. Okay. Let me switch on a light over here. Okay, a little better. I'm on a new camera today. What should we call it? Logitech. Got a Logitech webcam.
Which one is it?
Um, let's see. Which one is it? Let me turn off my
I
fan.
I have the HD webcam. It's a C615. Yeah, that's exactly what I got.
Okay. Any features you want to tell me about this thing that I don't know about? Is there?
If you go in and play with a setting, there's like all kinds of that the same stuff you can do with Google, where you can put hats on people or change your backgrounds or different things like that.
Is is it always the same DPI or resolution, or can you alter that?
I think you can change it on the when you're shooting video, and it seems to me it was like 920 or something like that when you're doing like streaming like this.
Okay.
It
And how?
depends on your internet speed too, because it's going to adjust itself. Oh, it can also if you go into settings, there's a place where you can click to tell it to follow your face. I wonder if I can do that without screwing this up.
Oh.
Let's see. Yeah, see how now it's going to try to follow me wherever I go.
Uh-huh. I still
See how it
can't.
turns? It looks like the camera's actually turned, because I had the Logitech Orbit, and it would do that, but it was on a ball on a stick, and it would actually turn and follow you up and down and around. This does it all digitally, so I can go over here and it'll follow me as far as its field of view will go.
Oh, that's neat.
So that's something, if you move around a lot, you can turn on.
Yeah, that's a neat feature.
And then there's light and sound settings. You can adjust the focus on it. It's really a nice webcam for what it costs.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good one. I've heard of this Logitech before, so
Yeah, I've
pretty
always
good.
used Logitech cameras for webcams.
Yeah. So what else? Oh, I found this. This is beautiful. Some beautiful art glass. Iridescent. I'm hoping this is like a Tiffany shade or possibly Lotz, Favreal.
Is that satin glass looking stuff?
Iridescent, yep. Iridescent art glass. Look at that.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Isn't that beautiful? It's like a trumpet flower.
Yeah. I wonder if there was more of those on a light.
I think there was, and I just didn't get a hold of them because this was the only one that was there.
Somebody probably knocked it over. Those break pretty easy.
Yeah. It's beautiful, though, Bill. I tried to look this up. I'm still researching this. Could be Aurine. Just a beautiful piece of art glass.
I just don't have the patience when it comes to glass. I sell it once in a while. I don't know if you seen this when I was on the hangout the other night. I picked up this at a thrift store the other day. It's got a gold rim, and the bottom part is like a pressed glass. I'm not sure if the top part's pressed glass too, but then the handle looks like it was hand blown or whatever.
Oh yeah, that was nice. I remember that. And a gold.
I got four glasses like that.
Yeah,
They were $1 a piece, so I got $8 in the whole set.
not bad.
I don't know if I'm gonna put that in my booth or if I'm gonna. I might put it in my booth. I don't know. I hate trying to ship stuff like that.
Yeah, glass is fairly breakable, as Bromberger would say.
Yeah, probably just pads his with bras, just wraps them up or something.
I know exactly. Bromberger. If anyone else is out there that wants to come in my circles or whatever, you're welcome to come on in. We're just hanging out.
Yeah, I actually got to take off because I have to go get my oldest son. He's at football practice right now.
Oh, cool. All right, well, I got a few more things to show people, so I'll carry on. Thanks
All
for
right.
Thanks for stopping in and helping me get that camera and microphone right. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it again, but hopefully so.
All right. Well, if you ever have a problem, just text me or something. I usually have Google and Facebook open.
Yeah. All right, Bill. Have a good one.
All right. See you later.
Okay, take care. Bye now. So that was Bill Stoner. And just a great picker, always finding new stuff. He's just a wealth of knowledge. You could see that hoard that he had behind him. It was just extensive. So yeah, go check out his channel, Bill Stoner. And yes, that is his real name too. So we were cracking up about that the other night. And what else can I show you guys? Gosh, I got some nice clothing haul to show you. Or let's see. Yeah, let's do the clothing first. Why not? So you guys know probably I pretty much do, you know, vintage art and antiques and collect vintage collectibles, but I keep my eye open. I'm a versatile picker. I've been watching a lot of other people's videos, and so buying clothes is a whole separate genre of picking, and takes some specific knowledge, but it's a nice kind of subgenre of picking to get into because it doesn't take a huge amount of knowledge to get into it. You just kind of dive in and watch some picking videos, you know, watch your Rakin' Profits, watch your Bonafide Hustlers and your College Pickers and your Global Voodoos and your Golden Finger Pickers, and all those folks are doing some pretty good videos about buying and selling clothing. So this is not my usual thing, but I got it here, so I'm going to show it to you now. The first brand is Hugo Boss. Wait. Sorry. This one's not the Hugo Boss. This is a nice men's pinstripe sport jacket. Let me get some more light in here. Real nice. And I bought it. It's basically my size, so if I don't sell it, that's something to wear. It's by a maker named Andrew Fezza, F-E-Z-Z-A. Really nice. And you can't go wrong when you buy something in your size. If you like it, you can always wear it and buy it and resell it if you want. So that's a nice item. We turn on a couple lights in here. Sun is starting to go down here, so not great light in the California Pickin cave. Let's see. Next, from the women's category, you know, women buy a lot of clothes, guys, online, so I'm not too proud. I will buy this stuff and resell it if I can. And this is Calvin Klein. Nice dress. Kind of a, I don't know, like almost like a jacket kind of dress. Ladies, what do you think of that? It's hard to show you the whole thing, but whenever you're talking about a label like Calvin Klein, you're always going to do really well. So that was cool. Not only did I find one of those, but I found another one. These are size small. Oh, by the way, that first jacket I paid $12.99 for. These I paid $9.99 at the Goodwill, and they're in great condition. And yeah, Calvin Klein, guys. And let's see what else we got here. Here's the Hugo Boss. Hugo Boss, a great brand. And Also a pinstripe men's dress jacket. Beautiful. In great condition. Great color. You can see it's beautiful. The other one was, I think, black, and this one's dark blue, I believe. See this tint? Yeah. Dark blue, pinstriped, my size. Can't go wrong with that. I look good in that. You want me to model it for you? There you go. Oh boy. Oh boy, guys. I've gained a little weight. Time for California Picker to go on a diet. But yeah, either that or I'll have to sell this. But pretty cool. Hugo Boss, can't go wrong with that. That was also $9.99 at the Goodwill. And good quality garment. And yeah, I found a lot of stuff recently in the clothing category. This is a cool woman's shirt. Duran Duran. I thought this was from a certain tour that they did. I thought this was a concert tee. Wasn't sure. Just bought it on a whim. And I'm not sure what that's really worth, but got that for $4.99. The graphics are excellent. Looks like it's never been worn. And I don't know. Men's large triple X, triple XL, unlimited. Kind of an embroidered, layered, kind of embroidered men's polo shirt. And all this right here is all stitched. All this is like multi-layered, you know. These are like embroidered or layered on there. Pretty cool. The skulls. And check out the back. Unlimited is a very good brand to buy, so look out for your Unlimited brands. By Echo. There's the label. Triple XL. You know, guys, all these large sizes, you know, these big and tall guys, they can't find stuff, so they go online and they will pay for something like this, even including the shipping will be nice. So, yeah, you're Unlimited. Really great, authentic. Next. Mr. Rake and Profit, Steve Rake and Profit. There you go. There's your polo brand. Nice. Fits me. So I think I'll keep that for myself. Pickers. I don't shop at these other stores for, you know, in malls or department stores. I haven't set my foot in a department store in like, it's got to be 10, 15 years. I won't go in one. But this is like brand new at the Goodwill. No stains. That's just a heck of a find, people. Can't turn down Ralph Lauren. And another Ralph Lauren polo for a child. This is for a youngster. 10 through 12. Nice blue color. Pretty cool. On California Pickin. And next I had a nice little trio of men's summery short sleeve shirts. This one's a nice one. Great color. It's like that muted lime color. Real nice with the tags. New with the tags. Here's the original tag. And that says 50 bucks. This new shirt by Michael Brandon was 50 bucks. This is a extra large. Again, good size to get. Extra large, double X, triple X. Gosh, if I keep eating, that thing's going to fit me now, which I hope it won't do. I need to stop eating. And then another great find, another great Calvin Klein find. What do you know? Just go for, the top designer labels. Calvin Klein is a great one. That's great. And this was, let's see, that Michael Brandon shirt that I just showed you was $9.99. This one's also $9.99. And if that wasn't enough, another Calvin Klein shirt, this time with the tags on it. And what's the price on that? It's from Macy's. And the price on that is $68. $68 for this. I got this at the Goodwill for $9.99. I think it was $9.99. Might have been $7.99, but I don't pay a lot. Brand new Calvin Klein, also XL. Good for big and tall. And let's see, we're up to 3 viewers. Oh my God, the world is watching. Any of you guys want to jump in and try to jump in for my circles? You're more than happy to. I haven't done a California Pickin' Live video for a long time, so I'm going to probably be doing some more of them. They changed it around, so I couldn't even figure it out, but little computer challenged. This is a good find. So each one of those shirts, I don't know. Originally, if they're 68, 50s, and 68, those are going to do real well. And for a nominal investment of $7.99 or $9.99, whichever that was, can't remember. This is a men's Neiman Marcus brand. Neiman Marcus is a top, like the most expensive store in Beverly Hills. And this is a, what's this guy's name? An Ike Behar men's dress shirt. Really, real nice with the clean cuffs and everything. Pretty cool. Got that for $7.99. And I think that's a $35 shirt. I don't do a lot of this clothing stuff, but you never know. And what else do we got for you here? Okay, now we're going to jump to a dumpster dive find, which is kind of cool. I know you guys like your dumpster dives, and let's go check this out. So the other day, I'm checking out the dumpster that yields all that great stuff, and I found just a whole bunch of stuff that was going to the trash, and I told them, hey, not on my watch. So these are vintage playing cards with gold decoration, and it's by this company called Storer Broadcasting Company, and apparently this is some type of advertising for this broadcasting company. I don't know, never heard about it, never heard of them. But anything that has like advertising on it or interesting stuff like that. There was a whole host of more of these playing cards, but they had different stuff on them, and that's the NBC logo. Is it ABC? I can't remember. What is that? Anyway, the peacock. Isn't that NBC? I don't know. But vintage playing cards And there's two of those. Then one package of playing cards from the Olympics with the Olympic rings on it. Kind of cool. For free. Absolutely free. And then I like this one. Very kitschy, 1950s style, little funny comic of some golfer there. So this is going to appeal to golfers and card players. Really nice old set, poker set. All these golf images on there, kind of funny golf scenes. This is all really old stuff too. And don't know what those will bring. Then this last set, which is really cool, has a bunch of fruit on it. Still life fruit. Anyway, for free, I just like rescuing stuff that's going to the trash. Give it a second chance, you know. Bring it to the antique show and see who just likes that, you know. That's pretty cool. And this is very nice. I was thinking that this possibly might be, this is a leather item with gold embossing. And I thought this was probably like a little case to hold playing cards, but it's a little small for that. Let's see if you were to see, like, this is a set of cards. You know, so it's too small for that. But it might be for cigarettes. And it's beautifully made. This is the old, beautiful leather, you guys. And that fits really nicely and snugly. You know, for some cigarettes, maybe you can put your cell phone in there, your small cell phone anyway. Not your iPhone, but it's just really kind of a cool little item. Paid $1 for that. That was $3. I actually paid for that one. Then out of the trash can, also, there's another set of cards. So all those cards there. And this is odd. This is one of the oddest things I've ever kind of picked up. I wouldn't have bought this, but, you know, I think that some of this stuff can be valuable. And I found this stuff in the trash. And this is tubing from an oxygen system from a healthcare company. And this is the oxygen tubes that they use for people with, you know, respiratory problems. And this one comes with a bunch of these little nose things that go in your nose, and this long, big package of long plastic tubing would be hooked up to a machine, I guess, oxygen tank. And I looked these up, and there's two of them, and they're going for like 15, 20 bucks a piece. So that was interesting. I don't know. Somebody will make use of that somehow. And an Eddie Bauer inflatable mattress. I believe this is a single for camping or whatever. I guess you would get these maybe in your Ford Eddie Bauer Explorer version. Totally free. No inflatable, no pump, unfortunately. So I don't know if I'll be able to get that going, really, but... And then maybe this... Oh. These were kind of cool. And this was also in the dumpster dive find. And these are vintage maps from... So I'll take that one out. Vintage maps, like travel maps from the AAA and Farmers Insurance Company. And this Farmers Insurance one is really pretty cool. It's got all the different locations of all these different LA, Los Angeles, travel sites, landmarks, whatever you want to call them. And I think the prices are really funny in here. Let me read a couple of these to you. So, Dodger Stadium is, okay, admission for a box seat is $3.50 right here. $2.50 for reserved and $1.50 for general admission to go to a baseball game at Dodger Stadium. Now, I don't know, I haven't been there in years probably, but I can pretty much guess that a ticket to a baseball game is more like $35 or $45 for a bad seat. So that's pretty funny. The LA County Museum, the Hollywood Bowl. All right, let's look at that. The Hollywood Bowl, admission reserved, $1 through $6 to go to the Hollywood Bowl. That's changed quite a bit. Hollywood Bowl seat is, gosh, also easily 35, 50, something like that. And 35, you'll be all the way at the back. And so the better seats are in the hundreds. And if you're lucky to sit in one of those boxes, which is always fun, I have a friend who's got access to a couple boxes at the Hollywood Bowl. That's always fun. The Griffith Park Observatory, Farmers Market, Universal Studios. There's no mention of price there. Marineland. We haven't had Marineland in a long time, so it shows you how old this thing is. Knott's Berry Farm. Knott's Berry Farm, right here. Excuse me. Gesundheit. And that says $1 for admission. Knott's Berry Farm, pretty incredible. And then Disneyland. Let's just talk about Disneyland. Disneyland has gone up in price like you can't believe. And that's adults $3.50. Now, guys, I don't know. You tell me. You've probably been to Disneyland a lot more recently than I have. And the last time I checked, I thought a ticket to Disneyland is like $75, $85, something like that, for crazy for adults. And here they say it's $3.50. God, they're criminals there at Disneyland. Ugh. I won't go there. It's too crazy, over the top. And some other ones. AAA. That's kind of cool. In the same dumpster dive, this was neat. It's got the Chevron logo label there at the top. That Pegasus horse is Chevron logo. And this is a cool little book telling you how to play or score in the game Bridge. I know nothing about this game, but apparently this is like a scoring system, and it's got its pad there to keep score. Really pretty unusual to find one like that. And then this is the sponsor, compliments of, down here. Pretty neat. Go into the trash. What the heck, guys? What can I say? I'm not going to let that stuff go to the trash in the landfill. Then this I also found. It's just a solid wood box that somebody made, and I'm going to paint it and sell it, or possibly just use it for stuff. Nice big heavy-duty hinges, and I love that. Love that stuff. So anyways, I think that's just about it for today. Anything else I want to show you? Nah, I'll leave it for another time. Anyways, guys, thanks for joining me on California Pickin', and I'm gonna maybe try to do more of these eventually if I can handle all the Google Plus functions and stuff. That was hard to get on today, and I was muted and having a hard time. So my apologies for that. And anyways, hope to join up with you guys, and maybe we'll do a hangout together. I mean, come on, let's do some hangouts. All right, guys. All right, now that's me, Drew, the California Picker. Please like, share, subscribe my channel. Tell people about California Pickin'. Just out there giving you the info. The 411, the scoop. Scoop alley-oop. All right, guys. So hope you're having a great pickin' day, and we'll talk soon. And that's me. I'm out of here. Cheers now. Keep on pickin'.